Renuka. How are
Hi.
you? And hi, my lovely boy, Erik. I love you so much.
Hi, Mom.
I'm very excited about this next installment. So tell me, Renuka and Erik, what are we going to speak about?
He is very happy and excited. Also, it's been a few days that you have posted the video about the 40 days meditation that he has taught, in
Yeah.
his last class. He's very excited about it, and he wanted me to talk something about it because uh, so many have responded so well. So many have shown great interest, and he's saying there are already few who have started sitting and he has started visiting them, and this is what makes him most happiest, being called on, being called on so that he can connect with them. He says it's very different, when people just call on me and say, Eric, please come visit me. And it's very different when people are actually setting a stronger intention and they are sitting and being with the breath completely focused. That gives him more of the encouragement, to visit, because he knows the chances of actually getting to them are much more higher because the intention is stronger, the
Yes.
focus, the mind is calmer, the focus is there. And he's saying, I knew there'll be a huge response to this, but it still encourages me so much further. And he has started visiting so many, and he's saying that it is very much possible that few days initially, even if you are sitting, you might not feel anything, and it's completely all right, but does not mean I don't visit.
Oh,
He's
okay.
assuring to all those who sit that I will come, I do come. If there are times you're not able to sense my energies, does not mean I'm not keeping my promise. So
That's
that's
awesome.
something
He always
that,
keeps his promise. And also, apparently, he said, "Hi, Mom." I haven't had a chance to look at it, but at
one
like
point,
1 minute and
yeah,
16 seconds or something like that.
60 seconds. Yes, 1 minute, 16 seconds. Someone commented it and I just rechecked it and it was so clear. It was
Also,
wonderful.
there's something we need to clear up that somebody misunderstood your charges. What was that about? I can't remember.
Actually, there's a time prompt in my laptop and it was 21 hours, and the time prompt was by a man that it's 21 hours, and someone thought I'm charging $2,100 for a healing session.
Oh my God, no.
That's fine. These are all misunderstandings. And I just want to clarify, I don't charge anything above $75 on my website.
Wow.
Forget
That
2100.
is a
Not
bargain. All right, well, go ahead and let's start, Professor Erik. Put your professor hat on. Pipe.
Yeah, he's showing me that blackboard again, and he's showing, he's written revision in big bold letters. He's saying we are going to revise because there's been a huge time gap between lectures, and he does not want people to get lost in concepts. uh, and these concepts are too deep, too intense, and they are so much interconnected. He does not want any confusion about the actual definition and understanding of these concepts. So he's telling me, let's revise. Okay, children. He has that spectacles on, and he's saying,
Oh,
okay, children, let's revise today. Get your books out. Let's revise, and then we'll go to the main topic. He's saying it's a journey. He's actually acting like a professor, formally in a suit and everything. And he has this
oh,
spectacle. And he's saying it's a journey. The soul has separated from the creator. It goes through the basic levels of the spirit world, reaches a point where, to finish the learning of the basic levels of the spirit world, a soul needs to reincarnate, take a physical body, so that it is able to experience the opposite of all the experiences in the basic levels of the spirit world. He said, Mom, we discussed first life, we discussed spiritual amnesia, how the consciousness hits the body and the soul forgets its original identity. The soul forgets its soul plan. We also discussed the first soul plan, how a soul chooses a mother first, and of course gradually it chooses spiritual contracts where it promises to teach and learn and exchange experiences with others. And now he's saying, let's come to first karma ever created. So, a soul, we
oh,
have discussed the first soul plan. Now we are in our first lifetime, and we have discussed how spiritual contracts takes place. in the spiritual contract, if after coming down because of the effect of the material consciousness, because of the effects of spiritual amnesia, our soul tends to forget.
Yes.
And in that state, if a soul does not promise, does not keeps the promise of respecting that spiritual contract, that unkept promise, that unfulfilled promise becomes karma.
Oh,
So karma is actually help. So he's saying, let's go back to the contract between you and Sweetie, like we have been discussing it as an example right from our lecture one. So if you and Sweetie had a spiritual contract, and after reincarnating, supposedly Sweetie forgets her part of the contract. She had to give you an experience where you had to learn something from her. You also had to give her an experience where she was supposed to learn, he's saying. Now, you might keep your side of the contract. You might give her the experience that she wanted in order to learn and experience a certain something. But because she has forgotten and she is not too much connected to her inner soul essence, to her soul plan, to the memory of the soul plan, which is already there in her soul, she skips to keep her part of the spiritual contract.
ah,
Means her promise to help you. You promised to help her, you helped her. You went with the flow, you did what your soul wanted you to do, and that's how you respected your part of the contract. But Sweetie here, she's engulfed through certain fears, doubts, confusions, and she's not able to connect with her soul, and she stops herself at every point, be it good or bad, because he's saying what is good or bad? It's all about the soul plan. So he's saying if she does not keeps her part of the promise, that becomes karma between Sweetie and you, because she has to come in the next lifetime and fulfill her part.
ah,
So that will be my soul's first ever karma created.
oh, I see.
So it is like I've always said, Mom, it's help. It's help given and received. And if you have promised help and you didn't give that help, it goes into your karmic account, because that help still needs to be accounted for. Even
Right.
if you missed it, even if you missed it in this first lifetime, you'll have to come back again. Why he's saying? Because Sweetie was helped by you. You should also be helped by her, because
They gotta do
that's the
that
point.
energy exchange, right? So
Yes, it has to
let
be
me,
balanced. It
that's
has to be balanced.
so, but there's no judge, Supreme Court, or whatever saying you have to honor that karma. A soul can unwisely choose never to, I mean, to go lifetime after lifetime without honoring their karma, right? But does the push to honor that karma get stronger and stronger and stronger? I mean, what happens if somebody, if a soul goes for several lifetimes without, with that unhonored contract on their side?
Yeah, he's saying, Mom, what do you think is happening to all of us? We all have finished our learnings. We have all experienced everything, but this is the help which is not balanced, and that is why we are stuck with reincarnation. That is the reason we are not able to leave this reincarnation journey and advance to the advanced levels of the spirit world, because this unaccounted help has to be accounted for. So he's showing me a vision that so many souls are reincarnating on the physical earth, on the physical universes. Ours is the earth. He's saying all of them, Mom, all of them, they come to learn and experience. All of them. There is no other point of coming to the physical universe. Now you also come to learn and experience. Sweetie has also come to learn and experience. Now you honor your contracts, and Sweetie learns and she grows and she experiences everything. She learns everything. She fulfills all her learning which she wanted, which she had to learn, so that she can stop coming to the physical universe and advance to the higher levels of the spirit world. But he's saying, Mom, what do you think will happen? Few souls who were actually helping, they will be left behind, because the opposite person is not keeping his or her spiritual
Oh,
contract. And the ones who are actually not helping, like me, I was not even helping you, but I received the help. and I will grow further, and I will leave the physical worlds and advance to the higher levels of the spirit world. He's saying for this to not happen, for this imbalance to not be created, he says karma has become a rule. He says if you have helped, you have to be helped in exchange, because you both need help from each other to grow and move. And everybody, every soul who is reincarnating should receive an equal opportunity to be helped in order to grow, because that is the exact essence of reincarnation here. So
Well,
he's saying, Mom,
let me ask you a question, Eric. Is there something about vibrational energy matching that if you don't fulfill your part of the deal, then that's one reason you can't go to the escape the not escape, but finish with reincarnation and go to the spirit world because the energetic match is not there. The energetic match in
yes,
the spirit world is so high, and yours and the person who did honor it, it remains low, so you both can't advance because of physics, basically, because of energetic matching.
yes, he's saying, Mom, bingo, you are so right, Mom, bingo, he's saying. So he's
I
saying,
like that
Mom,
word.
Mom, saying, Mom, karma is an energy. Unaccounted karma stays with your soul as energy, and it makes your consciousness heavier. This heavier consciousness can't enter the advanced levels of the spirit world, because the advanced levels of the spirit world are much, much lighter in consciousness. So, unless you don't release this karma by reincarnating, how many ever times you want to reincarnate, you have to release this karma from your soul to reach that higher consciousness levels which match these advanced levels of the spirit world. So he's saying, yes, in a sense, you're right, because the karmic energy, which resides right within your soul, makes your soul heavier, makes your consciousness heavier, and there is no way you can enter the advanced levels of the spirit world or get released from this reincarnation journey unless you have not released that karma, which is release the help that you received.
I see. Well,
So he's
is there anybody that is having their very first lifetime now? I mean,
yeah. See, he's basically saying that I am explaining the concept of karma, free will, and destiny, the
yeah.
interrelation of these concepts he wanted to explain. He's saying, now you know how first karma was created. The very first spiritual contract that Sweetie dishonored, that she didn't keep her promise for whatever XYZ reasons, becomes karma. He's
Okay.
saying when we first reincarnate, we have the entire free will to follow our soul plan. Whatever soul plan we have chosen, we have planned before coming into the body. Now, even after spiritual amnesia, the life that will come to you will be governed by your soul plan completely. He's saying whatever choices and options you have chosen in your soul plan, only those options will come to you and nothing beyond it. He's saying
Ah,
so the soul plan becomes your destiny.
yes. Interesting.
And he's saying that we write our own destiny, Mom. They say we write our own destiny. It means that we write our own soul plan when we are in the spirit world.
Yes.
It does not mean that we plan our destiny after taking the body, because we are not so powerful while we are in the body with the kind of limited consciousness that we acquire when we take the body. So he's saying, Mom, we write our soul plan means we decide our destiny. Now, in our soul plan, we might give options to ourselves. We might give four options to ourselves, that I might choose this field or career, this job, I might do this business. So I'll give options to myself. Now, the destiny is all of these options. But once I come down, these options will come to me one by one. My free will be what I choose. Which option do I choose from these four options, which are my destiny?
Interesting. Yeah, I
So
got
he's
it.
saying, so he's saying you still have free will and you're still bound by destiny. So that's the difference between free will and destiny. Nothing will come to you over and beyond your decided soul plan, which is destiny.
Uh,
But yes, all the options into in your soul plan, which you yourself have included, you will definitely have free will to choose between those options.
I see.
So he's kind
Yes,
of
you
showing
will.
me the entire diagram, and I can see the diagram on the blackboard, and he's explaining it so well. Of course, he's explained to me all these concepts before, but when I'm sitting with you, with your different questions and your different view of looking at things, that helps me understand it in a much better way, the way he explains it.
Oh,
So he's saying, Mom, now where does karma come into the picture? So he's saying every spiritual contract you honor, you fulfill, your free will is intact. Any spiritual contract you don't honor, you don't fulfill, that part of your free will becomes karma.
well, let me ask you one question before I forget. It seems like a lot of people, when I try to figure out, Eric tells me what their spiritual contracts are, they still hang on to them even though they've been honored. And so they keep getting the difficult things happening in their life from that. Is that possible? Or am I
Yes, yes,
mistaken?
yes. He's saying, Mom, it's very important we understand that after coming back here in the body, we have the mind, we have emotions, we have attachments, we have conditionings and prejudices, which affect our free will, which affect our choices, our decisions. So, although the spiritual contract is sometimes fulfilled because we are attached to a particular individual, to a particular situation, or we have fears of leaving it behind and going, there are many times the souls get stuck into that contract, and even after they are honored, they are just scared of change, Mom.
I see.
They are conditioned to believe it to be their only reality, and they are scared of leaving that reality in and accepting some other reality. They are too much comfortable in that situation. So yes, it's a possibility, and he's saying this is where, Mom, this is the point where the contract again gets imbalanced, because
Oh,
you're meant to only give that much kind of help, that much amount of experience, but you end up doing much more than that and create more imbalance in your karma, because you're doing much more than you originally promised, and it is as good as not honoring the contract. So
oh my
doing
God.
less or
Wow.
doing more. He's saying, Mom, if you go to see, this is the main reason so many souls are stuck in this reincarnation journey. So many of the advanced souls have finished all the learning and all the experiencing. They need to advance to the higher levels, and they need to come out of the reincarnation journey. But all the karma, which is unaccounted for, makes their consciousness heavy. So even if you have received more help, you have to come back to give that much amount of help. He's saying, Mom,
Oh,
the universe works on balance.
yeah.
So all the souls coming in, how much ever amount of help they are receiving in growing further, that should be equal to the amount of help they are giving to the other souls. Only when the help is equal, every soul gets an equal opportunity to grow and move beyond.
So what happens when Eric and I with the super portal work, which includes revoking the contracts that are already honored? What happens to them? I mean, I do notice a big shift in these people. Can you
He's
explain?
saying, Mom, you're helping them break the shackles. You're helping them come out of their fears. These fears are lodged into their consciousness, into their conditionings and prejudices. And when you do this scalar work on them, what we do is we go and heal their consciousness. We heal these fears. We heal these blocks. And this gives them the positivity and the stability, to actually come out of those difficult situations.
Oh
So you
yeah.
think you're only helping them, you're only breaking all those shackles so that they are free of those contracts and they move forward to other contracts.
Yeah, but it also seems like there's some that are irrevocable. The soul, I guess, says, this is going to be irrevocable this entire lifetime, and it blocks their ability to have success with the scalar work. So that's why I asked Archangel Michael, can we revoke those if they've already been honored? And so he said, yeah, we can. So we do that now with the language. But so are there some souls that come in and say, this is never going to be revoked until I come back again, or whatever, but then they honor it and they still have this irrevocable contract?
No, he's saying, no, Mom, nothing is irrevocable, because they choose these contracts to learn and experience certain things.
But they
Because
hold
that's
on to them as if they're irrevocable.
yeah. They hold on to them does not mean they can't be revoked, he's saying. And
I
if they have learned and experienced what their soul wanted to learn and experience in the first place through that contract, there is no reason, there is no point to keep experiencing it again and again, because the
I
soul
got
has
you.
achieved its purpose through that, whatever the purpose of that spiritual contract. So
Cool.
he's saying, Mom, there is no need for so much of suffering. Any and every soul knows how difficult this experience is. So, whenever a soul is sitting to plan and decide a soul plan, it knows originally how much it can go through, and it always chooses less suffering to go through, because it knows there are too many risks involved, there are too many factors which can go wrong. We don't choose so much suffering. But yes, after taking the body, the amnesia, the effects of the negativity of the entire earth, the effects of the heavier consciousness, the fears set in, the blocks settings, and then there is so much we go through in our childhood, which is so much unconscious. It affects the subconscious mind. There are so many fears, so many blocks, which make us go astray from the soul plan. So I
Yeah.
think the point is to stick to our soul plan.
Yeah, we need
And
cattle prod every once in a while. Off track. Now, is it cheating to do a between lives regression and find out what your soul plan is?
he's saying, Mom, again, it should be a decision in your soul plan, because
Oh,
whatever. Yes, he's
oh,
saying that's why not everybody can be regressed. You have seen that. Not everybody can be regressed at not every time whenever they try. He's saying you will choose it in your soul plan only if it helps your growth, only if you're growing through it, by remembering it. There are times by remembering it, you might not go, and in fact, you might go backwards by certain fears and traumas which might arise because of remembering that. So he's saying that's the reason not everybody can be regressed. Not everybody has the access to the information. So even you going to mediums and psychics and accessing that information is already chosen in your soul plan. That's why you have the access, no matter who the medium. That's why you have the access. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the access, because you have chosen the access so that you can learn and grow, because you knew this is the point of time where you will need this information, and this information will help you only grow and move forward. He's saying it's very important that a soul plan is in place, because that's how all the things are controlled and coordinated between different souls and their soul plans. That's how karma is coordinated. It is a well thought design, a well thought process. Otherwise, the universe will be in chaos. There will be no journey, there will be no growing.
wow, that's fascinating. So, is it in one's soul plan to go to a medium and not get the information, certain
Yes,
information too? Probably, right?
yes.
I mean,
He's
I
saying,
guess everything's in the soul plan.
yes, exactly. He's saying even the wrong info, Mom. Even the wrong info is chosen.
Oh, oh my God. All right. So, are there souls that, first of all, two questions. Are there any souls here right now that are having their very first lifetime? And number two, are there souls who have honored all their contracts but still want to stay behind and like help or, have other missions here on Earth?
He's saying, yes, Mom. For your first question, there are all the time new souls coming down here. There are all the time new souls separating from the Creator. And it's happening all the time, yes. And yes, there are souls who have finished their learning, who have finished their experiencing. They have also achieved the higher level of consciousness, and they do reside in the advanced levels of the spirit world. And yet they choose to come back to help others to reach their level. And these are the souls, you see them as huge spiritual leaders. They normally have huge impact on the entire consciousness. They reach to a very, very large segment of societies and countries to bring about that change, because let's accept they're coming from a higher level and they can do as much. So why not reach to maximum number of people and give the help they need? And all of this is chosen. There are eras where there is lot of spiritual awakening happening. This era is one of them, where too many messengers are coming, so much help is given, so much information is streaming down from the spirit world. It is all towards helping. And yes, these souls come, but their consciousness is so much advanced. Even though the concepts of karma and balancing and everything is applicable to them, they sort of escape it because their consciousness is strong enough, and they remember their soul plan. They are too much connected to their soul plan. They feel it in their hearts and their souls, and after a certain point of time they know who they are and they know their purpose. And that's how the help is given.
Interesting. So these are people like Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad,
The
Gandhi,
avatars. Yeah,
all
we
the.
call them the avatars. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, it would.
So what's next on the plan? We can close
He
here if you want, since people have such a short attention span. Or if you want to cover something else, we can do that too, my love.
he's saying, Mom, I would like to stop here because each and every concept is quite deep and intense, and I want all the viewers to have time to actually soak in the entire concept in
Yeah.
its entirety. And he's saying that I have seen there are so many questions, after the lectures there are so many questions, and he's working on a way to address these questions. He wants to come up with a plan where he'll be able to address these queries so that there is better understanding and that there are no more confusions and doubts about what he's explaining. He's saying, Mom, I'm working on that, but yes, I would like to stop here, but I have decided that I will revise whatever we have spoken about in a particular lecture. This
Okay. You
is
know, like
something.
summarize, like
Yeah,
summarize again. Is that what you
yeah.
mean?
Yes, he's saying I will just. He's writing pointers on the blackboard. I can read it. He's saying, sweetie, just repeat these pointers because I want these lectures to have a good summary in the end, so that it's much more. What do you say? It's much more chronological in its understanding. All the concepts. He's saying the summaries will help because we talk about so much and sometimes we go down the rabbit hole and then we come back. So the summary will always help. He's saying I'm seeing so much inquisitiveness and so much excitement about these lecture series. I'm working on making them better. So
Oh,
he's saying this is the first suggestion, and he's saying the summary. He's saying the first karma in the first life, the very first karma created in the first life is any spiritual contract not honored by you. He's saying the contract is between you and the other person, but your karma will be built if your side of the contract is not being honored. Forget the other person, forget the other party. They are responsible for their own karma. You as a soul is responsible for your karma. So
yeah.
any spiritual contract which you promised in the spirit world and you didn't fulfill here becomes karma, which has to be accounted for in future lifetimes, if not in this current lifetime. He's saying soul plan means the destiny. This soul plan has got options, and that is where your free will comes into the picture. Your free will cannot supersede the destiny. Your destiny is the limit in which your free will can operate. The fulfillment of spiritual contracts is affected by conditionings, prejudices, by spiritual amnesia, and so much more. Higher advanced levels of the spirit world will not be accessible if all the karma which is present within the energy of a soul, within the consciousness of the soul, is not accounted for. So even if a soul has learned and experienced everything, it has still not reached the level of consciousness it is needed to access the higher levels of the spirit world if there is any unaccounted karmic energy in the consciousness of the soul.
That totally makes sense.
Okay, that's all, children. Now go home and rest.
We got time for recess, and Renuka is one of his favorites in the class because I know that he will let her take the erasers and clean them after class, right? He lets you do that. All right,
Always.
well, you look awesome too. You look so young. Of course, you are young, but
It's all the stellar work. I'm telling you, I'm so thrilled about it. I'm so thrilled. And one more secret I would like to share here. I should have said it in the review, but maybe I'll say it here. So when I heard so many beautiful reviews about your work, I just went to your website and I had this thing, I might request something. And I was thinking, well, okay, I'll request this and this service. No, I'll request this service. I figured I want all the services. I need all of these services. And then I totaled the dollars and was like, oh my God, when am I going to afford this? I just thought
yeah,
about
right,
it.
right.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking I will save up and I'm going to request all of these services because
No,
I
don't
need,
worry
I
about
need
it.
all of these services. And then I completely forgot about it. And Eric kept pushing me. I
I
have
must
a
have
gift
done it
for
all
you.
for you. I can't remember if I just did the portal work or if I did the complete energy
Everything.
overhaul.
The complete energy thing. You have sent me the details.
Oh
You
yeah,
did
that's a
everything.
big beast of a script, eh? No wonder you look so much young. Well, I mean, you're young anyway, but I did the age regression on you too. You look younger.
Yeah, you did. And I was so much worried about my hair because I had this huge hair fall issue, and that has stopped.
Wow, that's
And
awesome.
how that has stopped, I was also led to good products to maintain the quality of my hair.
Yeah,
And Eric said that's the portal working on you because it inspires positivity to work on yourself better. It opens up your chances to to reach things which will actually help you further.
yeah.
So
Well, but it does take, sometimes it takes months for some things, like dental stuff. If there's straightening teeth is in there and straightening the bite, that'll take 2 years, maybe even 3. And the age
I have
regression usually takes like 7 to maybe even 10 months because we put the collagen back under the skin and just so much physiology and biochemistry and organ rejuvenation. So it takes a while. So people have to be patient.
I was shocked. I was shocked with such instant results. And Eric is saying, Mom, you need to understand one thing. I have a strong connect with Sweetie. So when I worked on her, the results were that much more instant because I'm much more
Oh,
connected to his energies, much more open to his energies. The soul connect.
that's
That
awesome.
also helps. Yeah.
No wonder it calls you sweetie. All right, how can people get in touch with you?
Website is channelingspiritworld.com. I'm going to start healing sessions soon. I've still not started healing sessions. And also, I would like to take this opportunity to encourage people to email me, even if they don't want to request any readings and they have any queries about the lecture series or about the meditation which Erik has taught. I'm open to, solving their queries through email.
That sounds awesome. All right. Thank you so much. And just let me know when you want me to put you on the healers list on the website and start asking Erik. When I do healing recommendations, I ask what services they need and what healers they need and what order, etc. So, and I really recommend you guys start with the healing recs because, a lot of people start out with chakras, but that's usually the last you should do because all this energy work will shake those up. And, it's just, you need to say that for the last. The mainstay is a super portal work with increased vibrational frequency. And Erik brought the price
Yeah,
way down. It takes a long time per person, but it's the same price for 10 people in a
I
household
swear.
as it is
I swear.
one. But yeah, that is usually the very first thing, and that usually will eliminate the need for other things like the anxiety relief or depression relief, etc. And there's certain things like age regression that will sometimes obviate the need for other things like osteoarthritis pain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So be very, very wise when you choose, or depend on Erik and his healing recommendations to help you choose so you don't get things that are unnecessary.
Yeah, because when I read about your services, I felt I need all of them. I needed all of them. I felt like that. I think Erik will be the best judge to recommend what they need
Yes.
more and what they need first. Because I think
Right.
the order also matters, I suppose.
It's very important because then you can eliminate other things too. And a lot of times Erik will recommend a healer, and I say on the healing recs, before you order anything else, see after the portal work and then after the healing sessions, just see how you feel, and don't go and order a bunch of stuff that you don't need. I mean, I'm the worst businesswoman in the world, but I only am one person too. So, but I do want to help, but I just don't want people to spend unnecessary money, basically. All right.
I'm
Well,
sure.
thank you, Anuka. I love you, and I love you,
Thank you.
Erik.
Love you, Mom. Bye bye.
Bye. Until next time.